Hi, I am Aditya Sharma, full stack developer, lead architect on this project. I built SahaAI for Shiksha because there's a kid sitting in a class of 45 in rural India gets something wrong, and the only feedback they ever get is wrong. They don't need a smarter textbook, they need a mentor. That's what we build. Let me show you. This is the first screen any user sees. It's the role selection hub. Clean, minimal, two choices. Either you are a student entering the learning portal or a teacher entering the cockpit. Simple. In our full version, and this is a key feature, this login is verified against a school database. Your student ID or teacher ID is authenticated. Your progress, your growth data, your history, it all follows you. We have the UI for the logic built right now. The backend database integration is a phase 2 milestone. Let me show you the student experience first. You see a login screen, school ID, password, pre-filled for demo. Right now it says demo mode, any credentials work. But this is intentionally designed to connect to a real school authenticated system. When a student logs in with their actual ID, the platform will pull their name, their class, their teacher, their progress history, all from the database. Let me log in. Now the student selects their subject for today's class. We can see four subjects: science, math, history, English. Each subject would have its own set of challenges. I want to be completely transparent here. Right now, in this prototype, we have fully built one challenge, the EVS Science Challenge, the Water Filtration Challenge. That's grade 7 NCERT curriculum. The other subjects are designed, scoped, and ready. The future challenges we will build. But the one we have today is complete, functional, and demonstrates the entire Socratic learning loop. So let's go to science. And here's the heart of platform. This is water filtration challenge based on the EVS unit on rainwater harvesting in NCERT class 7. Let me give you a 10-second orientation of what you are looking at. On the left, this is the design canvas. Students build a water filtration pipeline. In the module, this is Sparky, the AI mentor. This is where the Socratic magic happens. On the right, this is the student's personal growth radar, real time updates as they learn. The challenge is design a rainwater harvesting system for a village with heavy runoff and tight budget of 12,000 rupees. A student drags components from the available parts bit onto the 4-step pipeline slots. Let me drag the rooftop collector first. Step in, intake. You can see the budget updates live. 10,000 remaining. Every decision costs real money. Now let me make a wrong choice. I'll put the membrane filter. It costs 8,000. Expensive. Too expensive for a village. This is the moment. Watch what Sparky does. It doesn't say wrong. It asks a question. It breaks the problem down. It says something like, you choose the membrane filter. What does your village context say about the budget? Is 8,000 within what you can spend? This is Socratic method, the oldest teaching technique in human history, implemented through AI. Socrates never told his students the answer. He asked better questions until they figured out it themselves. And crucially, notice the English Hindi toggle on every bubble. Students can switch the entire chat to Hindi or regional languages instantly. Because not every 12-year-old in India thinks best in English. If a student is really stuck, they can ask Sparky for a hint. But here's what critical. We track it. Every hint they ask is a data point. It feeds the grid score on the right. How many hints does the student need? How long do they stay on a problem before giving up? That's not failure data, that's growth data. And now, the thing that makes this different from every other edtech solution out there. I just turned off the internet. Running offline. Preloaded local socket tree active. This platform keeps working because rural India doesn't have reliable Wi Fi. We engineered this from day one for the last mile of education. All the challenge data, the dialog trees, the student state, it's all cached locally in the index database using a library called Dexy.js. The moment connectivity returns, everything syncs back to the cloud. This is a progressive web page. It can be installed on a low spec Chromebook and run like a native app with zero internet. Look at the right side. This is the student's skill growth radar. 4 axes: hydrology, no- critical thinking, perseverance, and collaboration. This updates in real time as the student work through the challenge, not based on what answer they got right, based on how they got there. Did they use many hints? Did they persist? Did they try different approaches? Traditional school gives a child one number, a percentage. We give them a shape that shows who they actually are as a learner. Now let me give you what the teacher sees with all this is happening. This is teacher cockpit. Some session, but the teacher sees the whole class at once. At the top, 4 stats: 20 active students, 11 thriving, 5 need attention, 4 stuck. Class grit index 71%. In the middle, there's a live banner at the top: live EVS science. Grade 7A. The teacher can see the entire session in real time. This is the class map. Every student in a car. Green means thriving, amber means needs scaffolding, red means stuck. At a glance, the teacher knows exactly who to walk over to. No grading, no waiting for the test results. Live in the middle of class. Let me click on Webhub. He is red, he is stuck. A detailed model pops up. Webhub 950 XP, 6 hints used, grit index 40%. Skill breakdown: his lowest area is hydrology understanding. The teacher can click send support, that sends him a nudge, or inspect workspace to see exactly where his pipeline design went wrong. No teacher in a class of 40 can do this manually. SahaAI gives them X-ray vision into every student's thinking. Middle column, two things. First, the holistic growth radar for the whole class average, not one student, the entire class. The teacher can see if their teaching is working across grit, critical thinking, collaboration, not just exam scores. Second, concept gap analysis. It tells me 62% of the students are stuck on the first flush bypass logic. 44% don't understand the difference between the filtration and membrane filtration. And below that, an AI recommendation. Sahai diagnoses the class and recommend do a 3-minute physical demo with a funnel and a muddy water to explain first flush bypass. Teacher doesn't have to figure this out. The system tells them what to do next. And the right column, the holistic support feed. Look at the first alert. Vaibhav K has been stuck on the first flush logic for over 5 minutes with 6 hint requests. Intervention required, but also positive alerts. Ria Mathur completed the layout with the exceptional cost efficiency that gets noticed too. This feed prioritizes emotional and academic well-being together, not just mark, not just flags. Here's something cool we can actually demo. Open the student tab on the side. Test my design. Go back to the teacher tab. Watch the feed. A live update appears. Telemetry update received. The teacher's dashboard just updated in real time because the student did something in their tab. This is crop tab local sync via browser local storage event system. No server needed, zero latency, works offline. So, to be fully transparent about where we are, what's fully built and working right now, the entire EVS Science Water Filtration Challenge, drag canvas, Socratic engine, offline mode, growth radar, XP system, hint tracking, teacher cockpit, class map, concept gap analysis, holistic feed, student detail model, and live cross tab sync. Login UI for both student and teacher. Offline first architecture, service worker, index database via Dexy.js, autosync on reconnect. Hindi English bilingual toggle on every AI response. What we are building next? Backend database integration, Student IDs verified against school database on login, persistent cross-session history. Gemini 1.5 Flash API replacing our rule-based dialogue trees with live generative AI for dynamic multilingual Socratic reasoning. More challenges math, history, English. The subject grid is already designed and wired. School pilot trials. We have partner schools identified for July 26. Every child in India deserves a tutor who never makes them feel stupid. Not just children in cities, not just children with private tutors. Every child. That's we build. Sahai for Shiksha. Thank you.